Today is August 6th, and once again we're going to be taking a look at the newest items in Halo Infinite store and determining whether or not they're worth your money. So go Magpies, I'm Magpie Leon, and let's jump straight in. So it's of course the second week of the fleetcom event, and the new bundles that released last week, being Crime Crusher and Ghost of Reach, are both still here. But the store isn't exactly the same, as we've had quite a few returning bundles this week too, which is pretty nice. I'm not going to talk about Ghost of Reach or Crime Crusher in detail because of course we covered those fully last week and I don't really feel like I need to repeat myself over all that again. But in short, I do believe most cosmetics in these bundles are pretty overpriced. I like that Crime Crusher gives us the option to buy some of these items individually, but I do not think they should cost as much as they do. Ghost of Reach, my thoughts aren't as harsh on because we can unlock, of course, the Haunted Helmet for free in the exchange. So that set isn't entirely locked behind a paywall, which is pretty nice, and I hope 343 do this with other armors in future too. Anyway, moving over to the returning stuff, starting with the Daisy Delights bundle. This is here for 300 credits, which is quite the reduction from its original price. This gives you the Clonely Bear Legendary chest piece, which is one of the only chest attachments, in fact I think it's the only chest attachment that can be used on more than one core, as you can use it on the Mark 7 and the Mark 5B, and this is of course based on the teddy bear from Halo Legends. It also comes with the Flower Power helmet attachment, which can be used on most of the Mark 7 helmets, the Petal Metal chest piece for the Mark 7 core, you also get the Thumper Epic Weapon Charm, and the Remembrance backdrop. For 300 credits, this is completely fine. Next up we have the return of the Charred Bronze bundle. This gives you the coating of the same name for all of your armor cores, and this is a pretty nice coating. You also get the Sticks and Stones Rare Weapon Charm, and the Collider Vault emblem, which you of course get as a nameplate, vehicle emblem, weapon emblem, and armor emblem. For 600 credits, this is fine. I do think the price should be a little bit better. By that I mean I think it should be a little bit lower than what it currently is. Of course it was released for 800, so this is a nice little reduction. I honestly really would have liked had this coating been a reward for the progression system. For reaching like the final tier in bronze, it would have been nice to have a coating assigned to that. But again, the career rank progression system is something I've spoken about in depth a ton of times already, so I don't want to repeat myself too much here. So let's move on to our next bundle, which is the Anubis armor set, which is back for just 900 credits. This gives you the Arctic Void armor coating, which is completely cross-core, alongside the Anubis helmet and its Sabertooth helmet attachment. You also get the Buckingham visor, the Ephraim shoulder pads, the Type SP knee pads, and the Vigilant Watch stance. Now for 900 credits, this does make this one of the cheapest armor sets in the game. I do wish it included a chest attachment, but as a whole, Anubis is a pretty solid armor set. And the final bundle that's returned to the main store page is Ardent, one of the other Omega Team Mark IV bundles. This one, I believe, being based on Spartan August. It of course gives you the Ardent helmet alongside its attachment. You get the SGN shoulder pad alongside the Garita Omega Skies shoulder pad. My only issue with all of these Mark IV bundles, and I believe I probably have mentioned this before, but I do wish that the non-Omega Team shoulder pad was for both shoulders rather than it just being for the left shoulder. That kind of annoys me a little bit. But anyways, you also get the Isabel chest attachment, you get a wrist attachment for the Mark IV, a utility piece, some knee pads, and the Charred Rose armor coating, which is pretty decent. This set does cost 1,400 credits, which is a nice reduction from its original price, but still too pricey if you ask me. I do think this should probably cost about 1,200 credits instead. That being said, of course, it is a cool armor set that does give you some cool Halo Wars themed armor. That's the last of the returning bundles on the main store page. However, there is a couple of other things to talk about, being the return of the Year 1 playoff bundles. Of course, if you go down to the HCS store tab, you'll find these bundles. It's not all of them, it's just the ones that are still partnered, but you can of course find the Sentinels, Optic, FaZe Clan, Cloud9, and SSG bundles, which have actually been updated, so their armor coatings and weapon coatings are completely cross-core, which is pretty cool. So if you already owned these bundles when they released back in Season 2, I want to say, these are now cross-core and you'll have access to them on all of your armor and weapons. But they are of course back now, so if you missed out on them, you have the option to purchase them again. Of course, these do cost 1,000 credits each, and now that they're cross-core, I don't think that pricing is anywhere near as bad. You get a completely cross-core armor coating and weapon coating, some of which do look pretty cool, alongside a weapon charm and some emblems. So these are far from the worst bundles in the game. Other than that, I don't think there's going to be any other major updates today. I doubt there's going to be a playlist change since VIP's only been here for a week, though I wouldn't be surprised if Headhunter returns next week. Maybe VIP might get some map adjustments, but nothing about that's been said, so I don't really expect too much. And to close things off, we have this week's Spartans of the Week. Now, we did things a little bit differently this time, as the theme was actually chosen by a member of the server, being River, and they were going to cover Spartan of the Week themselves. However, because of unforeseen circumstances, they weren't able to. Fortunately enough, though, they have sent me the people that they've chosen out for the winner, or rather winners, as there is 3 here. And the theme this week was pretty interesting, as it was actually based on concept art, where Rivet requested that members of the server create different Spartans based on different pieces of Halo concept art. The first Spartan is from Spartan Gamut 109, based on this piece of concept art for Halo Reach. Our second winner is Riley's Rangers, with this really cool Banished Spartan based on Jaeger from Halo Infinite's campaign. And our final one being another Halo Reach themed one, with this one being from Exis. The theme this week was honestly pretty cool, and it was great seeing all the different Spartans that you all cooked up. Again, if you want to be featured as Spartan of the Week, make sure to join the Discord and send a picture of your Spartan to the Spartan of the Week channel, where we of course try to do different themes every week. At least I've been trying to the past couple of months, as I just think it makes it more interesting and gives you all the opportunity to really show off your Spartan dress up skills. Anyway, with all that out of the way, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.